Wait, what? Okay, come on! Really? I just slip off? Are you kidding me?
Welcome back, everyone. For Star Wars Day, let's take a look at a classic Star Wars game, Star Wars: Shadows of the Empire. Released in '96 for the Nintendo 64, and then for Windows in '97, this action-adventure third-person shooter game is mostly fun for the nostalgia, but the controls to this game have not aged well. It was very clunky and awkward to play on a mouse and keyboard. I got this from GOG, and it's tough to get used to the controls. Despite this, I did have fun because this was my childhood. I played the crap out of this game on the Nintendo 64, since I was, and still am, a huge Star Wars fan. As usual, we're going to go through the story, so spoiler warning, what I liked and disliked, and any funny or awkward moments that happened to me during my playthrough. Let's go rapid fire our laser gun.
Carpal tunnel! Carpal tunnel!
Most of the levels are played as a third-person shooter, but you can change the camera to first-person or cinematic person. There are other levels that play differently, manning a turret, piloting a snowspeeder and the Outrider, and that janky as f*** swoop bike level. Someone in the comments let me know if it was just as janky on the Nintendo 64. Your main weapon is a blaster, and depending on how fast you can click will determine your fire rate. Aiming can be strange. If the target is in front of you, it will slowly auto-aim onto them. But if the target is above or below you, you might need to press the aim button and then look up or down to get a better shot. Also, what's weird is moving the mouse forward or back will let your character move forward or back. But moving your mouse left or right will simply turn your character. That explains the awkward movement when I'm already running with the WASD keys. I think you get the idea, the controls will be the toughest challenge. It's like trying to play Dark Souls with a Guitar Hero controller or DDR mat. I also want to mention I hope you love Star Wars music because each level has its own Star Wars music from the movies remixed, but it's on a loop. Luckily I love Star Wars, so I was okay with listening to the same John Williams score, but the songs will get stuck in your head all day. Moving on to the story, you play as Dash Rendar, a smuggler just like Han Solo. This game takes place during Episode 5 and right before Episode 6. Depending on which version you play, some of the cutscenes or dialogue changes a little. On the 64, Dash talks to Han at Echo Base, whereas the PC version just shows Dash and his co-pilot Leebo arrive at Echo Base, then Dash says to Leebo he's going to jump into a snowspeeder and help out the rebels. Dash was voiced by someone you might recognize if you played KOTOR.
They worked for Jabba the Hutt and they had orders to kill you.
These raiders are a disgrace. No true Mandalorian would stoop to raiding farms when whole worlds were open to them.
The first level has you controlling a snowspeeder. It starts you off easy with destroying a few probe droids. First difficult challenge was overcoming the inverted controls, but I went into the options and changed that. Once they're destroyed, you now need to take out AT-STs. Just fly behind them and spam that mouse button. Then the third wave has an AT-AT. You need to fly near the legs, then press spacebar to launch a tow cable and then circle the legs. Then there's a fourth wave with two AT-ATs. You could use your lasers, but it's gonna take a long time. Once that's done, the shield generator gets destroyed. It may not be the main gameplay of the game, but I'm glad you got to pilot one of these just like in the movie. Still just as fun today as it was back then. Next level is in Echo Base. Dash needs to restart the emergency generators, then get back to the Outrider. You fight snowtroopers and get into the next room to see the Millennium Falcon take off. It's a classic arcade type game, so you have limited number of lives. Once they're all gone, game over. You will need to restart the whole level. You can find these rebel symbols everywhere which will reward you with extra lives, but they're scattered around in hidden areas, so it's worth exploring. However, I played this level so much as a kid I mainly speed ran through it. Then I get to the first boss in AT-ST. I had forgotten how to quickly defeat this boss, so for a while I just kept shooting at the legs, but that was gonna take a long time. I tried shooting rockets at the legs, but not only was it hard to land, it still didn't do too much damage. Then I realized I must be doing something wrong and need to aim for the head. Yep, its health went down so much faster. Get to the Outrider and escape. Still a fun level. Next level is manning a turret. Dash and Lebo need to escape through an asteroid field to escape the Empire. Normally, I hate turret sections in video games, as you know if you've seen my Mass Effect 3 video, but here it's actually a challenge. I do feel it's more about knowing when and where the next group of TIE fighters will come from, and getting used to the aiming. I don't understand how to properly hit the enemy with these 3 targets. Anyway, it's a simple level and I'm okay with it. We jump forward in time after episode 5. We have Prince Xizor of the Black Sun plotting to replace Darth Vader as the Emperor's right hand. Xizor talks to his human-looking droid, Guri. He supplied ships for the second Death Star and had Guri inform Jabba's bounty hunters the bounty for Luke has changed to kill. All of this is so he can rule the galaxy. If you were hoping to see more of Guri, or maybe think she's a final boss, nope. This is the first and only time we see her in the game. She makes more appearances in the comics, but sadly that's all we get from her in this game. Dash is searching for Boba Fett, who has Han Solo frozen in carbonite. IG-88, who's a famous assassin droid, got into a fight with Boba Fett, and had to land on the planet Ord Mantell for repairs. Dash needs to ride the trains to where IG-88 is. This was surprisingly challenging. You need to time your jumps well, or you will waste a lot of lives, like I did. Eventually you crash into the structure IG-88 is at, and now you need to fight him. He tells you Fett is hiding on the planet Gall. Apparently his calculations tell him Dash has a 0% chance of surviving. I'm not sure what the strategy is, because I got lucky. I fell into this pipe, which somehow caused IG-88 to get stuck, so I was able to easily kill him. I still like this level. A fun jumping challenge level, but the boss fight at the end I imagine being tougher, but I just lucked out. Next level, Dash heads to the Imperial planet Gall and lands in Smuggler's Gorge. He will need to go in on foot. You make your way through the canyon, taking out probe droids and stormtroopers. Eventually you get to an Imperial base and find out where Boba Fett is. There's a jetpack for you to pick up and now fly across the canyon to the Imperial hangar that Boba Fett is hiding at. It takes some time to get used to, but I'm glad they so far made each level unique and memorable. Then you need to fight another ATST. At least I know what to do this time. Then we get to fight Boba Fett. He flies around and will shoot lasers and rockets at you. Just time your attacks right as he lands and you'll easily defeat him. But he's not over yet. He gets into his ship Slave 1, or sorry, the Fire Spray as it's been renamed this year. Now you need to get behind it and shoot at the engines. After taking damage, his ship will turn very fast, so keep maneuvering and eventually it will get destroyed. Another fun and unique level. Boba Fett escapes somehow, despite looking like Dash 1, but apparently the Imperials arrived and helped Boba escape. An assassin nearly kills Luke, so Leia asks Dash to go follow Luke to Tatooine. Luke went back to Obi-Wan's house to refine his Jedi skills, while Dash keeps an eye out for trouble in Mos Eisley. Dash overhears some bounty hunters are heading out to go and kill Luke. Here's the level I do not like anymore. The controls are terrible, but after some time you do get used to it and you just need to drive a little more slow and careful. Then overall it's easy. Just keep banging into the bounty hunters and get to the end. Felt like the devs tried making some kind of motorcycle level, but it clearly did not work well. They needed to work on this some more or take it out completely. Dash gets to Luke and tells him this gang had orders from Jabba to kill him, but Luke feels this isn't right and someone else is pulling Jabba's strings. Luke asks where Leia is and Dash tells him Leia went to infiltrate Black Sun to find out more. Luke says one of the Black Sun's agents just gave them intel on an Imperial freighter that has a supercomputer with data on a major Imperial construction project. Dash and Luke agree they don't trust Black Sun, but this information could be vital to the Alliance. Fun fact, the voice actor for Luke is the same in Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy.
Wanna come along, Dash?
Why not? Gotta earn my pay.
Next level is on board an Imperial freighter. It's a close quarters map and lots of stormtroopers and droids to fight. Not much to really say about this level. There's a few jumping puzzles and opening specific doors. The boss is really easy. I think I'm not supposed to be able to do this because I remember on the 64 I had to run to one side of the room, then turn around and shoot at the robot. But now I can just run and gun, which made it super easy. I will say this was an okay level. On the 64, there's a bonus scene of the Emperor talking to Xizor. Apparently it was Xizor that suggested the Emperor should let the rebels get the plans to the new Death Star. Now the rebels trust Xizor and he will deliver them to the Emperor, setting up the trap in Episode 6.
It's a trap!
Princess Leia met with Prince Xizor and discovered his plans, but was taken captive in Imperial City. Xizor doesn't know that both Darth Vader and the rebels know of his treachery, and both are coming to confront him. Luke and Dash head to the underworld below Imperial City to rescue Leia. This level takes place in the sewers. They gave us our jetpack back, but in these close quarters it's very clunky and awkward at times. As a kid, I was honestly too scared to get past here because of these sounds. Yeah, it creeped me out as a kid, but now I know they are super easy to kill. Also, I didn't realize I needed to shoot this button. I kept trying to activate it, so don't make that mistake. As for the final boss, I just kept shooting at the hentai monster and eventually it died. Seriously, I was surprised that it never hurt me. The only thing that did was the water, and that was just because I forgot to come up for air. And that's it. Not much else to say. I didn't really like this level all that much. Next level is in Xizor's palace. You still get to keep the jetpack, and now things get tough. These droids are really accurate and get on my nerves. All other enemies were generally easy to kill, but these floating droids were hard to hit and always seemed to land their shots. Overall, it's a linear map, just kill enemies and keep moving forward. You plant 4 bombs on this tower thing, then enter an arena and talk to Prince Xizor. He then sends in his gladiator robot. It has 3 phases. The first is really easy. Just stay behind it like the AT-ST, and after destroying its legs, it will float and now gets harder. It now will shoot fire, rockets, and a laser beam at you, which will kill you really fast. Also, the floor opens up to a maze. You can use it for cover, but don't stay in one place for too long because the boss will fly over to you. It gets intense and scary at times because I thought he was right above me, or I was about to get hit by something.
Twice. Oh, he's right above me. Jesus.
I keep trying to land rockets on him, and they aren't the most reliable way to hit the boss. Once that's done, it's just the head. Now he just shoots lasers, which will kill you fast. I even died the first time, and just like old arcades, it's game over. So back to the beginning with 3 lives. I even died and got really mad.
Really? Come on, I cannot afford a whole life.
I thought I would need to restart again, but I pushed through and did the usual thing to the boss. But this time used the pulse ammo which shred through its health. Also, be careful about using the giant green energy beam thing, because it disabled my jetpack so I couldn't fly anymore. At least this time I destroyed it. As much as it frustrated me, that was a tough level and I enjoyed it. So I will say it's a fun level. The final level has you chasing after Xizor as he makes his way to a Skyhook space station. The weird thing is, when you arrived on Imperial City, it was just the Outrider and Millennium Falcon. But somehow Luke is in his X-Wing now. I'm sure that was just a mistake, but funny to notice. What I liked most about this final mission is the unique music, almost like a first version of Duel of Fates. You start off on the Outrider's turret. Great, another turret minigame. Whoa, this is a lot of enemies. Wait, hold on. What the f***? Well, at least they didn't make this easy.
Trolls are so terrible.
I feel like it should be game over, but I keep on going. Did anyone test this part of the level? Because this isn't fun, dying over and over again. Eventually you see a Star Destroyer, which is Lord Vader's ship. Then Lebo gives Dash control of the ship, so now you can fly around. You first need to destroy the 4 turrets at the end of the Skyhooks. Then you need to fly into each one and destroy the 4 sections of the power core. This feels like the final scene in Return of the Jedi, but as you make your way out, the Skyhook blows up, and Luke asks where Dash is. He thinks he didn't make it. I still think this is a great final level. Luke and Leia go to Tatooine and talk about Dash. They are sad he didn't make it, but appreciate everything he did to help them and the Alliance. As long as you didn't play on easy, you get this bonus scene of Dash and Lebo traveling through hyperspace. Lebo asks why keep the illusion of their deaths. I like Dash's response.
It's good to be remembered as a martyr without actually having to be dead, wouldn't you say?
In conclusion, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire is an okay game. I feel it's the nostalgia that helped carry me through this. Right now the controls are awful and awkward. Feels like the game is trying to make it harder on you. I know I'm being tough on an old game from the 90s, but it is interesting how I remember having so much fun with this game, but wow, we have come a long way in gaming if controls back then were this bad. Maybe check it out on sale on GOG or Steam. It's really hard for me to recommend, so maybe just watch someone else's full playthrough, and only then decide if you want to give it a try for yourself. I do want to recommend you guys checking out the YouTuber Saint Million. He has a video on the making of Shadows of the Empire. He goes deep into the creation of not only the video game, but the multimedia project that involved other companies. He got to interview John Knowles, the lead designer, director, and animator for the video game. He does go more into the story where the game doesn't tell you, as well as the differences from the comic. Don't worry, I'm working on May's video, and it's another Star Wars game, so check back at the end of the month. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe to help grow my channel, and leave a comment on what you thought. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.